Okay, good morning, everyone. We will start. Welcome to a new session of the AI Coffee Break series. I'm Adi from Eytan team. This series is part of the Impact project, and we will focus on integrating AI and digital tools in research assistance, teaching assignment, and evaluation. Today, we are pleased to host Eytan, CEO of Annoto. Chen will demonstrate how Annoto leverage AI to enhance teaching, learning, and assessment by transforming video-based content into an effective data-driven experience. Chen, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. A bit of what we're going to cover today. A bit of background. I guess a lot are not familiar what Annoto is, why to use Annoto, and what it actually provides. So we'll do a bit of background. Okay, why we created Annoto, what it does, a bit of demonstration to understand where it is in the realm of teaching and learning, dedicated around video content. And then basically we'll cover around how Annoto can basically is leveraging, AI, the different applications, and a lot of the considerations that I think we're always looking to, this can maybe automate thing, but what is the cost? Okay, so we always have that type of consideration, especially once implementing AI in education. So a bit about background of why Annoto, okay? When we created Annoto, we basically we saw the movement from the physical classroom to the online environment, whereas in the physical classroom, we have a very interactive social learning environment. I, as a student, can just raise my hand, ask a question in a point I didn't understand. It's also enabling other students to learn from my ideas and basically have a very interactive and very collaborative learning environment. And also the instructor has a lot of tools. You can identify which students have difficulty, who needs more support after class. You can better assess their knowledge. But once the movement for online, and now we're taking that lecture, and doing like a lecture capture and recording that and now providing it within the LMS. So of course, there's a lot of benefits providing it offline so our students can see it in their own time. It's a global access, but it has a very high cost. Around the actual learning experience of the students. What the students basically facing is the passive video, with the play pause option. If they want to ask questions, they need to go to an email or some kind of other medium. They cannot actually share knowledge with other students. The tools that the instructor has to assess is student knowledge, but also identify. Let's say we are in a month within the course, online course. What is happening with students? Are they watching the videos? What parts of the video they didn't understand? A lot of the things that was actually very basic in the physical environment basically vanish once we move to the online environment. And this is basically where Annoto comes in. So what is Annoto? We're basically a video learning design platform that enables to add assessment and interactive layers on top of existing video content within the existing platform of the customer. And this basically enabling students to from a lean forward, from a lean back, play pause in the video to actually lean forward, actively participating within the specific context in the video. So for example, if a student is watching a lecture, he has a question on a specific moment, it can use Annoto to ask that question. So other students can learn from one another, and basically a variety of different teaching tools, that creating a lot of different use cases that up to now were available only within the physical presence of students. Of course, for any capability we're also adding in Annoto, it's very important for us to provide the impact, the feedback, of what to do it, why to do it. So I added this type of collaboration, how it's improved the retention, the stickiness, the comprehension of the content. So we always, any capability we're also adding an analytics part that will enable us to actually understand, what was the ROI around that type of engagement. When we talk about Annoto, one of the uniqueness within Annoto is that it's not a separated platform. You don't need to move your content to Annoto. Annoto is actually integrated within the customer environment, no matter what LMS is using or website, or no matter what media infrastructure is using, if he has. If he doesn't have, he can also use the Annoto media video infrastructure as well. but it's basically agnostic. Okay, so it's a plug and play that basically courses and customers can enjoy immediately without migrations or anything from that perspective. So what is Annoto? When we have a player, you will see this small icon that I just clicked. I can just pick, for example, personal notes, and now have a closet, and then I have an interactive engagement on my video. Simple as that. Okay, so it's just an icon we are adding to the existing player you already have that enables you to design any activity, okay, around that. And this basically icon leverage a variety of different options. Okay, you can basically build different types of learning experiences, enable social comments, type personal notes, quizzes, a variety of tools. That is, each one of these tools is actually built by faculty requests. Okay, we have ongoing communication with faculty and learning designers to basically build a one system that can basically cover any educational use case. When we talk about we want to have collaboration within the video, when we want to have a student submission, okay, so students submit a video and getting time-based feedback on his assignment from a peer or maybe from another educator. It can also, of course, be for teachers, okay, from peers. Skill assessment, self-learning. A lot of time we are not looking maybe to create more engagement with the students that will require our time, okay, and this is exactly where I think AI will come in, okay, save the time, okay. So a lot of time we just want to provide them a better self-learning environment where they can just jot their own notes, have better self-reflection. And like I mentioned, everything also streamlined to the Annoto analytics, okay? And Annoto, of course, also will enables you to create assignments, okay? Have that streamlined to the gradebook, okay? So you can create activities in Annoto and have that streamlined to the gradebook. Again, everything in one system. This is some of our customers. We are mainly working US and EMEA. And this is just to emphasize that all of these customers are using Annoto on a site on a university level. So each college, school, a course or curriculum, okay, basically use Annoto very differently. And this is the basic empowerment of that video learning design platform, okay, that it enables you to basically fulfill any need you have, okay? Also, things that maybe were not created before, okay? So we are constantly learning from customers the different ways they use Annoto for designing interactive learning activities. We have a lot of case studies around, okay, what the instructor did before and what he's doing today, and also a lot of feedback from students and from the faculty. It's very important for us to measure the effectiveness of what. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I'm not showing anything. I understand. Just a moment. Okay, wait. Let me share my screen if I didn't share it. And let me quickly go over it. Okay.
Okay, now it's okay.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Sorry for that. Okay, so we talked a bit about why Annoto. Okay, so like I mentioned, okay, we have the in-person interaction environment. And once moving to the online environment, it's basically a whole different environment with no center around the student's experience and no insights of what is happening within this type of students. What Annoto basically provides, we are providing a learning design platform. Like I mentioned, we're adding in interactive layers on top of the video content that basically enable to pick and choose what type of features we want to apply for that video and get instant analytics of the user's impact, okay, around from the content or from the level of comprehension that enables to understand, okay, what is happening, okay? So very similar to what we had in the physical classroom, but now we actually can do that within the online environment. Annoto is agnostic to the platforms, like I mentioned. So no matter if you're using Moodle, Canvas, or different types of media sources, like H5P, YouTube, and others, Annoto can basically overlay on top of the existing content. So it's very easy to add to the platform. It's very easy to just get started and using it because it doesn't require any migration of that sort. It can just leverage your existing courses with this type of powerful interactive layers. Like I mentioned, when I have the video, I have this small icon. I can click on it. I can choose personal notes. For example, once I just close it, I will have personal notes. Simple as that. And this will be available on top of any existing video you already have. Okay, so you don't need to go and re-embed the videos. once Annoto is enabled in the platform, we identify the video automatically and basically enable this type of icon on top of your video, and you can just pick and choose from the variety of features Annoto provides. All of these type of capabilities enable us to basically fulfill around, I think, 99% around video-based learning activities. If we talk about collaboration or self-learning, we are adding constantly more and more capabilities to this type of layouts, and basically to cover any educational use case and need learning designers and faculty has. When we talk about the actual use cases, like I mentioned, so we have the collaborative discussion, peer review, skill assessment, self-learning. A lot of time where we just have students that watching the video by themselves, we want to still provide them a way to engage with the video, assignments to have that streamlined to the gradebook, and of course, learning analytics. So it's very important, not just to do something, but enable us to measure its effectiveness, okay? And what was the motivation to do it next semester, okay? So it's very coupled around a capability we provide and also what is the ROI this can generate within that environment. Like I mentioned, we're working across the different organizations in the US and EMEA, and this is just to emphasize around this type of organization using Annoto very differently, okay, on a per course, school, department, utilizing Annoto in very different ways and creating a lot of impact that a lot of time we basically generate with case studies that we can later on share around, okay, what is the impact from the student side? What is the impact from the instructor side? We are trying to measure always around the effectiveness, okay, around the tools we provide and how we can leverage and also save time, okay, around that. When we doing based on researches we are doing with customers and also case studies, we see very high impact around any measure when we talk about learning. If it's better collaboration experience, better feedback when we talk about video submissions of students, highly more assessment around that as well, and also improved learning results and understanding, okay, from the content as well. Any questions before we jump a bit to actually see how Annoto looks like? Okay, so I think we just jump to a quick demo. Like I mentioned, Annoto is added on top of existing content, so I will just use Moodle and Canvas for emphasizing what Annoto is. So let's say I already have a video in a page in Moodle. Annoto will identify that video automatically and add this interactive layer on top of that video, enabling us to have a variety of different options, different layers. So this is the widget of Annoto that adds the different layers of interactivity within the video, and we also have the Annoto interactive timeline that visualize the different interaction within the video. We have different layers, like I mentioned. So we have the comment space, enabling students that are watching the video to ask questions. The video will pause. They can stop the video, ask at the same time as well. And everything is time tag. Okay, so students can ask questions, the instructor can answer the students, and then all students that are watching this video at their own time, okay, it's aggregated content, basically can enjoy one another ideas, thoughts, questions, exactly like they can within the physical environment, but now they can do it in the online environment. One of the uniqueness within Annoto is that also it's empowered by email notification. So once I'm answering the student, it will get a smart notification with a direct moment to this video. Students can follow discussions and a variety of different options. The next layer is quizzes. Quizzes enable us to prompt knowledge checks within the video. In a very simple way, we can create, preview, publish, everything, again, from the video view within your LMS. So when a student is watching the video, it will basically prompt with questions that we can quickly create, and this also can be streamlined, of course, to the gradebook. Okay, so this is another option within Annoto. Another option we have is person notes. A lot of time we want to just enable students to have self-reflection on the video. So this basically enable them to play a video, add their own notes within the video, and later on they can export that to a spreadsheet or to a file. And the last is one-on-one chat, basically communicating with other students within the class. Like I mentioned, Annoto is identify who is the instructor, who is the student. So you can basically click on the Annoto dashboard, and from here, pick and choose, okay, what type of capabilities you want to apply for this video, you can do that on a course level and also site level, okay? Meaning that you can, in a second, enable this type of interactives across the site videos you have, okay? So for example, let's say for this video, I just want to have the quizzes. I can just turn on and off different features, or I can just pick assignment, for example, and it will just refresh with only the assignment. So very easy to set, and the experience is the same. So this is, for example, Moodle. Okay, this is within Canvas. Again, same experience, one unified experience, and everything within the LMS, basically. Another part, like I mentioned, that everything that we have within Annoto is also streamlined to the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard is, again, another component we're adding within the environment that basically enable you to get insights, okay, on the overall participation. You can see that on a breakdown per video, how many students watch each video, what is the level of comprehension, where students have difficulty. So I can see that on a breakdown per video, and I can also see that information. Okay, you can see per student, per video. I can see that on an overall view, okay, when I look around the students. And as you can see, there's a lot of data, okay? And this is exactly where we'll talk about AI coming in within Annoto, okay? There's a lot of data. You need a bit more time, okay, to go and understand which videos need to be improved, okay, and students are struggling with, or also looked around which of the students are left behind, okay, and we need to support them. So we have a lot of the data, okay, but basically we need a big mind, okay, to understand how we can get that more digestible, okay, and quick for the instructor. And this is exactly where Annoto basically comes in within the different AI capabilities, okay? So when we look around AI, we look around three main areas. One is when we are creating interaction, okay, with the students. So just to quickly go back and enable different features. Okay, so we have a variety of different options we can engage with the student. So one area, okay, that we are looking to do, and this is something that we can always look around at here. Okay, we're basically looking to have AI on the three main areas. One, interactions. Okay, a lot of time we see it takes time, okay, to create quizzes within a video. Okay, it means that the instructor needs to go, you need to understand the video, you need to think about the questions you want to ask. So if you look today on the current process, educators need to do in order to create this type of quizzes, I will need to go to the quiz, although it's very easy to create a quiz, but let's say I want to ask a question, it means that I need to be familiar with the video, I need to find the right time, I need to basically create, I need to decide which type of questions I want to ask, how I can construct them. I need to choose on the content, okay, of my question, what is the options, how many points I'm going to provide to each question, maybe on the level of difficulty, what type of feedback I'm looking to provide to the students. Do I want it to have it mandatory? A lot of aspects, okay, that the instructor today and the learning designer needs to do, okay, to better understand on, okay, how I can create this knowledge check, okay. And all of that is a lot of work. Of course, today, when you create this type of interactions, and once it's already available in the video, it's very easy, okay, to take that and copy that from one course to another. But the initial work, okay, the instructor needs to do takes time, okay? It takes a couple of hours, okay? If we look around one video, if we have a couple of videos in the course, it's a substantial amount of time that AI can basically a lot of time enable us to save, okay, around that. So, and not just quizzes, okay? Annoto has another feature that is called reflection point that basically enable to prompt students for a critical thinking process, okay? Meaning that, let's say the student is watching the video, we just want to pause, exactly like we did in the physical classroom, okay, where we pause the lecture and ask an open question for the students to make sure they actually grasp the ideas we talked up to now. And this is exactly where reflection point is. So if the instructor wants to create a reflection point, it still need to find the right timing. It needs to think around, okay, what they watched up until now, what questions I need to do. Okay, all of this can actually be fully automated, okay, when we look around that within Annoto. And this is one aspect, okay, the interactions. Another aspect, okay, that we are looking at is insights. As you already saw, Annoto collects a lot of data, okay, around the videos, okay, which videos are watched by how many students, what is the completion, what is the level of engagement within the different activities. There is very detailed analytics that we can also go to each video, okay, and see its full profiling, okay, and see each of the students, how much they watched the video, didn't watch the video. It's a lot of data, okay. So of course, faculty already today using the Annoto dashboard to identify students that are struggling based on their level of collaboration, the questions they're asking. The faculty always can go and see which questions these students ask, okay, and basically based on this type of user-generated content, understand the level of comprehension of the students, if you understand the content or not. If we created quizzes, okay, we can of course understand using the quizzes information, okay, what is the level of understanding of the students for that content. So there is a lot of data, okay, but again, it's very hard for the instructor to collectively, okay, have the big picture, okay, on a per student basis, especially when we talk about large classes, okay, we have customers using Annoto for 1,000 students, then it's impossible, okay, to get understanding around what is happening with the student. Of course, again, once you have that connected to the grade book, so you can get a grade, okay, and it gives you some kind of an indication if the student understand the content. But a lot of time we see that faculty wants to have a bigger picture, okay, not just the black and white grade, but actually see more around what is happening with the students, exactly sensing him like in the classroom, okay, and see how we can better support, okay, this type of students. So this is when we talk about users, but there is also a variety of options around videos, because a lot of time when we create content or use existing content, or let's say lecture capture, we recorded and then uploaded to our uh, learning environment. We want to understand if everything is clear, okay? If the content that we produce to the students is in the high quality we look it to be, and making sure that it's something that students are not struggling with. So today the Annoto analytics also enable you to identify videos, okay? That if you can see specific video, for example, this video, I can see that I see six students watching this video. I can see that they rewatch it again and again, ask a lot of questions. I can understand that, wait, maybe they have a difficulty in this video. Of course, it will enable the learning designer or the faculty to better understand, wait, which videos in my course are not clear, okay, and where I can basically adjust, okay, this type of videos, and where in actually within the video I can improve, okay, on that. So this is another part that Annoto is also leveraging, okay, within the system, basically taking all of this content, okay, and enable to digest it, okay, as part of the AI models, okay, and basically enable to have a quick way to understand information on students, okay, but also on the insights part, okay, on the video content itself as well. Okay, and the last part is accessibility. Okay, when we talk about accessibility, okay, accessibility is always around, okay, I uploaded video, okay, it's starting with captions or transcoding or transcribe of the video, and basically going to more advanced ways of providing chapters, okay? If we talk about long videos, like 45 minutes or half an hour, a lot of time we want to break the video, okay, to segments. Another basically enables to generate that automatic chaptering, okay, within the video. The captioning is already something that we already added, okay? So everything that I basically showing you, we're adding gradually, okay, within the video. So captions, automatic captions is something that we already added within the video, and basically now working on all the other aspects of automatic interactions, the insights, and other aspects. We are doing it tightly with a couple of design partners like NYU, Georgia Tech, Michigan State University. it's a bit of a long process because it's very important for us that it will have all the consideration, okay, in order to use within the higher ed market. Not talking about the compliance of that as well, like security, privacy, okay. Of course, once we have AI, it's enable us to get insights faster, okay, but we need to make sure that everything around user data is protected, okay, around that. So it's always a struggle between providing value, okay, and understanding and make sure that there's no any personal information, okay, provided doing that. So there's a lot of mechanism we're building, okay, to enable us to get the insights without the user information, okay, by basically uh, providing a unique ID, okay, that cannot be related to any PII information, okay. So basically separating between the AI subsystem, okay, to the actual user data. And this is a lot of the work we're currently doing also with design partners to make sure that everything will be compliance as part of that as well. So if we talk a bit about what we mentioned, okay, so we have the interactions, the insight, and the accessibility. When we talk about the interactions, and we call it Smart Engage. The aim is to basically generate interactives within hours, not within minutes, okay, not hours like it's today, enabling to create this time tag quizzes, time tag reflection point that will enable to assess student knowledge. Very important consideration that we had with faculties is making sure that it will be connected to the gradebook, okay, so we can send of what is the grade scheme, okay, how many points to provide to each activity. Of course, at the difficulty level, not a lot of time we are looking to make the life of the students harder. We just want to make sure they understand the content. So enable us to understand what is the level of difficulty we want to provide that. And also per context, per chapter. I mean, a lot of time, if we talk about long videos and not micro learning, because micro learning is a bit more easy from that perspective. But if we're looking around to have that within actual 45 minutes of a lecture, maybe want to have a quiz on a per topic, because in 45 minutes we are covering a lot of topics. So for Annoto, it's very important to first of all understand the video segments. Okay, so we are basically breaking down that video segments, understanding each chapter for that perspective, and then create a quiz, okay, on that level. A lot of faculty also mentioned doing this type of creation that is very important for them to control the situation, meaning that, okay, it's great that we are creating a skeleton of the quizzes and the time tags and the content, but it's very important for them to have the final word, okay, not have that published automatically. So everything we're actually today is doing is creating content, okay, but the faculty needs to approve it, okay, before anything else. It can approve it, it can edit the results. In that side, we are also learning, okay, so based on his feedback, okay, if he edited the quiz or if he discarded the quiz, we basically understand from the AI system if we need to improve for next time, because we see, oh, wait, from 10 questions we generated, the faculty accepted only 2 to be used. And also these 2, he edit them. So it means that we need to improve, okay, around that. So it is always a process of improvement. And it's ongoing conversation, okay, that basically the instructor will have with the AI system to make sure it's tailored to what he looks for. And when we talked and when we did a bit of research using that type of capabilities across the different organizations like NYU and others, we actually saw that there is a very high disparity. Okay, so it can work good for one faculty, but another faculty is very different. And actually, it was not by based on the content; it was based on the human aspect. Okay, some faculty has this type of thoughts and ideas, okay, from other faculties. So a lot of times it needs to be more personalized to the actual faculty, okay, not just the content itself, but we also need to take in a measure the faculty personality, okay, because or the L&D, okay, for that department in that organization, because we saw everyone is very different, okay, everyone are designing activities and in different aspects, they are putting focuses, okay, on specific things that can be different, okay, for one from one organization to the other. And this, of course, make it more complex because we don't have just the video content that we need to think about and how we can generate from that content. We have the human aspect, okay? And it's always changing. So in any customer we saw, it's have like a learning cycle, okay, to get feedback from the faculty, and then it's getting to some kind of 80-20%, okay, success, but it takes time, okay? It's not from day one. Of course, once the system will have more and more personalities, okay, in the system, it will enable us to have it more quicker, okay, and less the need for editing from that perspective. But this basically saves a lot of time. Okay, so up to now we saw, and it's not replacing. A lot of time there is a conversation around AI replacing teachers, learning designers. It cannot replace. Okay, it can help. It can save time. It can build the skeleton of the content. Okay, that based on that they can create the activities. Nothing can, I think, replace the action instructor within that landscape. Okay, because someone need to manage, okay, need to approve, need to observe. This can just save time, okay, a lot of time, okay, moving from hours to minutes. I think it's a very substantial time saving from that perspective. Any questions? I know it's a lot of content in a short time as well. I'll try to squeeze a lot.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can we use the quiz in such a way that we stop the video and then a question will appear, the student has to answer, then he gets feedback, and only afterwards he can move on with watching the video. Is this possible?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is exactly how today it's already working. Okay, so let's say I have a quiz. Okay, of course, everything support Hebrew, right to left, and everything. So let's say I created. Let's go to the full process basically. Okay, I want to create a quiz. Okay, I can create a quiz. Let's say I want to have it as a true false. I can ask a question. I can adjust the time. Usually, it will take the default time that I have. Okay, but let's say I will keep it that. I can have it as a grade. I can have it mandatory, like you mentioned. So students cannot move forward until they actually answer the question. Okay, this means that it's mandatory. Of course, you can allow retries if you have different options. Okay, in the quiz, you can decide if you want to have it pop up or in the side panel. Once I have it here, okay, I can basically publish it. Okay, I can preview that as a student. So this is how the students will see the quiz. It will see the time. It can see the type. Once now it cannot. You can see it cannot move. It cannot basically move. Okay, to the next thing. It has to answer the quiz basically. Okay, so it cannot move forward. Exactly what you mentioned. Okay, only if the student, only if it answer, only then it can move now to the next thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. In addition to a lot of things we have around that, is not just enforcing the quiz, because then what you can do, you can basically jump between the quizzes, right? I can just, click here, okay, answer the quiz, and then go and basically jump in the video, right? So what we added also that students cannot jump between the quizzes, we basically enable another feature, okay, that is limit fast forwarding. Limit fast forwarding basically prevents from the students to jump between the quizzes. Okay, so you actually have to watch the video. You cannot jump between quizzes. Okay, not just the quizzes, you can do that within the reflection point and the overall video activity. Okay, so you can actually enforce more. Okay, not just have the quizzes mandatory, because then a lot of time we see students are just jumping from one quiz to another to finish the activity. We have that options that you can basically limit fast forwarding. Okay, so this is once this is enabled, for example. Okay, let's enable fast forwarding. If I were to come in as a student, okay, it can basically cannot. Okay, it cannot fast. Basically, this is something I already answered. This is also something that I already answered. But basically, it cannot jump. Okay, you can see it cannot jump. Okay, we blocked it. Okay, so there is a lot of ways. Okay, we basically enforce that. Another part that we had a lot of faculties mentioning, this is why we created the reflection point, is saying, wait, but how we can make, because quizzes is something that it's more for knowledge check and more for the students to make sure we understand the content. But it doesn't a lot of time enable us to make sure we actually understand the content, because quizzes, students can just share the answers, right? Okay, so let's say I'm the first student, I'm doing the quizzes. I can basically share the question. I can share the questions with other students in my class, like in the WhatsApp, and everyone will have the answer for the quizzes. Okay, so it doesn't guarantee anything that actually students understand the content. Okay, in the end, they can just share share that. When we look around the reflection point, and this is exactly where the reflection point is coming in, reflection point basically enable us to understand, wait, we actually can do a bit something else. Let me just remove the quizzes so we don't have that pop up. Okay, reflection point, it's something that we created exactly for that. Okay, in the reflection point, we can actually ask an open-ended question. Okay, we also can require to have subject critical thinking, meaning that students cannot see each other's answers until they added their own subjective idea. Okay, so when we enable this type of feature, okay, like reflection point, I can come here to the comment space and I can ask here a question, for example. Okay, Annoto is not limited to text. It can also be video comments. Okay, you can record yourself asking a question. Okay, once you click here, okay, this basically will prompt to the student. Okay, so when I'm going here, so when the student is watching the video, a lot of time you can say, wait, you can play the video and then go and get back. The reflection point basically prevents them from doing so. So if I will go here as a student, okay, once I will go, okay, within the reflection point, and again, I can also limit fast forward between the reflection point, but once it gets to reflection point, it cannot move forward. It has to answer the reflection point, okay? It cannot see his fellow students answering, okay? So this means that it's like a lot of time we like to make it similar to the class, okay? So let's say in the class, the instructor in the middle of the class is surprising the student with a question, okay? Make it to see if he actually listened and understand what was covered up to that moment. This is exactly reflection point. Reflection point enables us to prompt a mandatory question, okay, to create a critical thinking point that the students, the only way you can answer it is only if you watch the video, okay? There's no way you can basically answer it. And a lot of time we see that as a very powerful tool, okay? Especially when we want to make sure that students are not just passively watching to the video. Regarding the question Rinat is asking, it can be anonymous, yes, okay? All the Annoto functionality that Annoto already have, okay, but then again, we didn't cover all the functionality of Annoto in this session because there is a lot to cover, okay? But for example, if I'm looking to have that as anonymous, okay, I can just go to the dashboard. I can enable anonymous comments. It basically works alongside all the features, okay? Anonymous comments. And once I have anonymous comments, it means that when the students is basically responding, it will show up as anonymous. Okay, of course, the instructor can see the student question. Okay, you can see I can enable anonymous. Okay, and then it will not show his name basically. Okay, it shows for me, not for the other students.
And can I ask question, please?
Yeah, of course.
We are using Annoto at Bitbarrel. A lot of teachers or instructors use it and use it a lot. About the reflection questions, I've checked it in our model now, and I saw that it's only a premium version.
No, we'll open for
So
customers.
we need a new version of Annoto?
No, I will just enable it after the call. Okay, it's a new feature we just enrolled. Okay, if you see it at the moment premium, just reach out to us and we'll enable it. Okay, usually we just mark it as a premium before we are rolling out for all customers. We got a couple of feedbacks, we improve it, and now can open basically. So just contact us.
So shall I call Gili to ask her for?
Send me an email.
Okay,
After the call.
To Gili. And the reflection answer, the student are answering on her notebook, or they can reply directly on
from the comments. It shows like this. Once they are answering, okay, they can actually see it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. There is a lot of advancements we added in Annoto that again, we are always chasing, adding capabilities and documenting them. one of the things we also added as part of that overall improvement, a lot of time when we talk with faculty, we understand that a lot of time maybe they are not looking to get open questions from students in the comment space. Okay, so one of the things we also added is that within the dashboard, okay, you can also click an option, close discussion. Okay, and then it means that only the instructor can add comments to the video. Okay, and this can work alongside the reflection point. So let's say you want to have reflection point, but without enabling students to add additional information besides reflection point. So once you do close discussion, it basically means that they can answer only the reflection point. They cannot answer anything else, for example. Or if you are not using reflection point, you can just use Annoto for additional information for the student. Okay, so students can basically, you can use this place to add additional information. We call it guided watching. Okay, so you can guide the student while they're watching in the video, add in additional resources, record yourself, upload that as well, okay, and have more explanation. So there is a variety of options we added as well, okay, within that. And we're trying to do more case studies and more information around that, okay, but it's a design tool in the end, okay? There is a variety of options. It can be used. Of course, if there is any question, feel free to reach out, and we always, we have constantly conversation with customer. How I can do this, okay, using video. And Annoto basically can cover most of the use cases we saw up to now, basically. So feel free to reach out as well from that perspective.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If I want math notation in questions, in quiz or open questions.
Yeah, great question. This is actually something that we release this week. I can already show you how it's going to look like. Just a moment. We're basically supporting LaTeX. Okay, we found that again LaTeX will be the most prominent. We did a lot of work around the equation. We want to see how we can support customers and provide something that is more robust. Okay, so the equation is already something that I think will be released today, tomorrow, and basically once you have that within the video, okay, you can, and it's going to be supported across the different activities within comments, personal notes, quizzes. So once you want to have that LaTeX, you can just click here. Okay, you will see the LaTeX input. You can click here, okay? We did a lot of work around finding a good editor. This is one of the best we found. Of course, we're always looking at customers, if they're already using something, tell us, okay? Because we can basically jump any editor. And once you have that, you can just copy the input, put it here, and that's it, okay? You have that supported.
Great, great. And additionally, just a more general, I was thinking how to integrate this in a class, standard class. I'm with my students, so or inverted classroom, or because this would be something that maybe even the lecturer can have a video that the lecturer can record, and you have some activities, and the lecturer can go around the students and see how they're doing.
We have a lot of, I will say a bit of documentation. We have a lot of also case studies for hybrid classes, okay, and also physical classes. Annoto is not just for fully asynchronous environments. Also for live classes, there is functionality separated into groups, activities. Okay, it's always something that we're adding more and more information around that. But yeah, it's totally can use that. I can send you resources around that and a couple of case studies that we had customers already using Annoto for. Okay, of course, again, a lot can be available in the website. We're trying to do a lot of case studies with customers around how they use Annoto, in what ways to give ideas. Okay, from different aspects, different organization. You can find a lot of resources around that. So we're happy to share, okay, around how you can do that. Yeah, but it's totally also for that use case as well, of course.
Great, great. Thank you.
Okay.
One more question for the chat. Can you show how reflection works, and can it be anonymous?
Yeah, this is what Rinat asked and what I showed. It's okay. Okay, this is like what we currently showed. Okay, the reflection point and the anonymous option as well. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay. One of the things that also, and again, this is in parallel for the AI capabilities that I saw that we just a bit covered. Okay, within what Annoto provides. And not just the smart engage, the smart insights, and also the last one is so one of the things regarding the smart insights I didn't mention. So today we found that a lot of time the dashboard has too much information, okay? A lot of tables like we saw, okay? It's very hard for faculties that just want to have a simple question, okay? And they don't have a lot of knowledge or time to go over on different types of information. And this is where we are currently basically said, okay, so let's make it simple. Okay, how much simple? Let's ChatGPT. Okay, what we are currently integrating in the Annoto dashboard is a search. Okay, that you can basically ask questions around your course. Okay, so for example, you can ask, who are the students that I need to pay attention to? Okay, Annoto will list you the students, okay, their names, and you can click on details and see, okay, why you think this student needs more support. Based on his quiz results, based on his questions he asked within the video, based on video patterns, okay, how he viewed the video, okay? It will enable us to identify students. Of course, like I mentioned, everything is built on feedback, okay? So they start to can say, wait, I think this student is a very smart one. The system got it wrong. It's ongoing learning of the system, but this will enable faculty basically moving all of the, or maybe which videos, okay, that I have in my courses, I need to pay attention to, and where in the video I need to improve or maybe edit, okay, because something was not right there, okay. Not only basically enable to index automatically all of this type of content, and instead of having like you see, a lot of data, okay, we're still going to have this data, but we are basically adding here the search, okay, that will enable you to search through the data and get quick insights, okay, of what is actually happening within the course. And this is not just for the course, okay? This is for the course context, but we also basically empower the Annoto admin dashboard. The admin dashboard basically enables you to manage all the courses that you have in your Moodle, and then you can ask, which are the top courses that have top engaged courses, okay, or any type of metric that you want to ask about your online learning activities or any reporting, okay. A lot of time we have the Malag in Israel, okay, that a lot of time we're looking for reports. This type of things can generate a lot of reports around your video usage, okay, not just related to Annoto, okay, but on the overall scheme of using video, okay, in learning. Because I want to basically index any video, okay, embedded, if it's H5P, YouTube, Vimeo, anything for that perspective. And the last part within that is the accessibility, okay. When we talk about accessibility, we already added AI-generated captions. This is something that we already added, currently adding the chapters, summarization as well. Of course, everything will be enabled to have a quick editing. It's all of these type of systems at the moment are less available in Israel. We started to have that, like I mentioned, with NYU, Georgia Tech, and Michigan State University, okay? Because also from that perspective of compliance. In Israel, we are currently launching, it's something that we're currently working on, okay? But basically, we added a new functionality within Annoto that basically enables you. One of the mandatory things to have this type of AI capabilities at the moment is that we need to have the video going to Annoto, okay? What it means that today when you look on Annoto assignments, you are mostly familiar to have a copy link, okay? And just copy a link from YouTube, Vimeo. One of the things we added, okay, as additional support from Annoto is that you can also now upload video to Annoto or record directly from Moodle, where it's going to be uploaded or hosted. Okay, this is something that we basically enable the customer to decide. It basically can connect to any video platform you're already using or plan to use. So it's a bit, today we basically added 3 platforms to be supported: Kaltura, MOOCs, and Zoom. We are looking to add more platforms, video hosting platforms like OpenUp, YouTube, Vimeo. And basically what it means that Annoto will enable you to manage all of your video content from Moodle. Okay, so you don't need to go now and upload the YouTube video to YouTube and then embed the video, or go to Vimeo and upload there. Annoto will actually enable you to connect the video hosting backend, okay, to Annoto and have one unified experience within the LMS. Also, what it means that let's say today a customer is using one type of video platform. Okay, let's say you're using Vimeo and you say, wait, we want to move to OpenUp or want to move to a different platform. Annoto basically will enable you to migrate your content in a click from Vimeo, okay, to the different cloud service you are using. And this basically enables us to separate, okay, between video hosting that a lot of time are very costly, okay, very hard to integrate and maintain within the LMS, and basically enable you the full freedom, okay, providing one unified experience, but you can basically pick and choose, okay, whichever you want. One of the things we decided to choose MOOCs, okay, that this is the default one that we are using, is that we found that it's very high quality and in a very low price compared to any solution we saw out there. Okay, but Annoto is not, our purpose is not to be a player in the hosting side. We just enable you to connect your own services. So you can create your own account at MOOCs and connect it to Annoto. We are not charging anything or anything for that perspective. Our whole purpose is continuing to be on teaching and learning. But we found that, again, talking also with Israeli customers and in the US and EMEA, there are always issues around video. Okay, that in the end, customers are finding that they need to upload videos to YouTube as unlisted and then connect it. It's not a good, okay, to upload to a public platform, okay, that a lot of time maybe it's a sensitive information that you don't want to be uploading. And of course, Moodle cannot host videos. You cannot upload videos to Moodle. It doesn't intend to that, okay? So it's a big thing that we are currently doing. Again, part of the service, and this also, will, of course, enables more around the AI capabilities, because once we have access to the video, we can do everything that we also mentioned. We are going to try to do that also on links provided, meaning that if you have a video embedded in a page that is just a link and it was not uploaded to Annoto, see how we can support this use case as well. Okay, but it will take a bit more time for that. There's no limit on the length or size of the film, basically. Okay, I think the limit is maybe, I tested it once, and I take a link from YouTube that was, I think, 12 hours, I think it's 10 hours, maybe video. Okay, so, and I hope no one is using 10-hour video in their model, so. Okay. Any questions? I know we have like 4 minutes. Again, a lot of information I know in short time. Yeah. Question? Okay. Perfect. So again, it's very important for us also from the current customers we have to start enroll this type of advanced capabilities, get feedback, improve. The reflection point was a customer request. Okay, we are currently adding more also improvement to Moodle. Everything basically is coming from our customers. We are just the hands, okay, that enables to do it. But all the knowledge is a lot of time coming from our customers. So for us, it's partners. So feel free to send any request, any need you have. Also, when you see things around AI, okay, this is at the moment the 3 top things we decided to work on. Of course, we're always looking around what the current models can provide, and where the Annoto can provide the most impactful impact, immediate, okay, not something that will be longer. But again, always feel free to send us your insights or things that you saw or anything from that perspective. It's something that we constantly working on adding and improving. And I hope that we'll see some of this already within the in the Q4. Okay, I want to say by the end of the year. Before that, see a lot of this type of starting to added. I think the insights will be the first that we're going to be released. The insight support, accessibility we already added, the captions and things like that. The interaction will take a bit more time. There is a lot of work to do there to make sure that it's good enough, okay, to call it better from our perspective.
You mentioned something about working in groups within Annoto?
Yeah, so again, working in groups, it was for what Claudio asked around working in groups in the class. Okay, so you can separate it to groups, okay, and provide them activities about Annoto. So this is one way, for example, for group activity, okay, for the in-person and using Annoto. We also have other use cases when we have, it's called a group critique. Okay, it means that a group of students, each one upload a video and providing feedback to his fellow students. So there's a variety of different group activities. But what Claudio asked is around how I can have using Annoto in a synchronous environment, basically. So, but of course, again, if there is any specific question, can we use Annoto in that scenario or anything from that perspective? Let us know. Okay, we have a lot of plans as well. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. I will be in touch with Gili, and I
I
will.
already enabled it. I already just got to the site and enabled the reflection point.
So when you release the Inside AI?
We are currently working on the timeline, also to see when we could do it here in Israel. I think it's going to be in the next 2 months. Okay, but again, we are looking to have like beta testers. So of course, BetBear can join earlier to get earlier access, because for us, it's before releasing anything, we have like a couple of customers. We're opening it for them, getting feedbacks. It's very important for us to work on a small group at the beginning, and then, of course, do a more launch. So of course, let me know if it's something that can be interest to open it as a beta as well.
Yes, I will ask Gili also. Maybe Gili can let us know when it will be a beta version, so we can try it and give you feedbacks and.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you,
everyone.
Chen. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, thank
Bye,
you.
thanks.